Dude, my foot's stuck. What do you mean? No, grab my hand. Please, I'm begging, please. He's coming. Just give me your hand. No, he's coming. No, I hear rush. He's coming. It's not enough time. No, I gotta go. No.
Hello, internet. It's me, SpookSterTTV here with yet another fun fact video. So we're really at Snare. God, we have really came a far way. All the way from starting from Seek, and now we're at Snare. We only have a few more entities to go, then we're pretty much done all this game. Then my channel will die. Can't wait for that day. That's gonna be a fun day. Fact number 1. So this one's pretty simple, and you probably already know it, but Snare will only spawn in the greenhouse. And the greenhouse, for the people who don't know, basically the rooms between 89 and 99, it's called the greenhouse. You'll see a lot of like flower beds and whatnot, just a lot of normal stuff you'll see in a greenhouse. Just like the name says, it's literally not rocket science. And honestly, you can probably make the argument that this is the hardest area in the entire game, just because all the traps, the really darkness, and just the overall claustrophobia of it. A lot of experienced players and new players will usually die in this area if they're not careful, so be careful. Fact number 2. Snare is an entity that most people don't really get a good look of, due to the fact there's like no light in the greenhouse, and when there is, you're usually busy focusing on not dying from rush or the many other entities hunting you down in the greenhouse. So it's kind of understandable that most people don't know what Snare looks like. Snare is a greenish brown grassy entity with holes hiding retractable spike-like growths. While dormant, it basically looks like a patch of dirt on the ground, but don't get fooled. When stepped on by a player, it releases a large white spike to impale them. Not fun. And I thought stepping on Legos were bad. Yikes. Fact number 3. So imagine this. You're a player and you're in door 97, but you're not looking and you accidentally step in the snare. What happens next? Well, Snare is going to give your big old foot a big old hug and immobilize you for around 4 to 6 seconds until you can actually get up and get your little butt to the next room. Fact number 4. Snare is going to give you one more thing before you get your foot out, which is pen damage. Not the best, not the worst, but you live and let live, right? You did step on him. It is kind of your fault, right? So I don't blame him giving you a little love bite. Fact number 5.
Did you know that in Doors, the Snare and Timothy both have a conscience of not killing players? That's right. Timothy and Snare can't actually kill you, but they can leave you hanging on by a bare thread. Apparently, these little fellas think they'll bring your health down to its absolute minimum, leaving you hanging on by a single health point. See, do these monsters have mercy, or do they simply want you to have the pressure of staying alive? I'm Better Strange, and that was your quick fact.
Fact number 6. And you actually can't use items when you're in Snare, so if you have a crucifix, that's not gonna help you. Lucky number 7. Y'all, if you think one snare is bad, I got bad news, because usually when there's one snare, there's gonna be a lot more. It's very, very common for Snare to spawn in multiple times in one room, so if you see one snare, check again, check your left, check your right, check your forward, because there's bound to be another one. Keep those eyes out, boys, over there. They're gonna be snaring your foot. Those little foot freaks are gonna be careful. Fact number 8. Time for another hypothetical. Let's say you get trapped by Snare and you hear rush. By the time you get out of Snare, it's most likely you're done for. You're not gonna have time to actually find a closet, especially if you don't know the room layout. So your only saving grace here is basically whipping out a crucifix and Fact number 9. Snare is only difficult because you just can't see him. The greenhouse is the darkest place in the entire game of Doors, which is why Snare is actually so effective in this area. And if Snare was placed anywhere else on the map, it's most likely that the Snare wouldn't actually be that effective and would be kind of a joke within the community by being a useless entity, but currently it's placed in the most optimal spot for its type of gameplay. It's basically the apex predator of the greenhouse. Fact number 10. So let's hypothetically say that you're walking in the greenhouse and you have your flashlight out. If you manage to step in Snare and he snares you, it's actually gonna unequip your flashlight and you're gonna have to re-equip it once you get out of Snare's animation. I think the character puts away his item back into his inventory just so he can like grab his foot out and like yank it, as you can see in the animation. So it kind of makes sense that it unequips it from your hotbar. Fact number 11. We've all been here. Snare snares our foot, we die to Rush. It's an unfortunate event, but it does happen to the best of us. But did you know? The guiding light will actually tell you that you died to Snare, even though Rush's death screen does appear. It's kind of like a WWE like tag team event. Yoinks. Fact number 12. If you had previously taken damage from a 90 and then escaped the rooms, stepping on Snare will actually damage you 95% of your health instead of the 10%. If you've seen this bug, it probably gave you like a heart attack. Imagine like completing rooms, which is a really difficult task, and then trying to get to room 100, but you somehow step in Snare and it takes 95 of your health. That's scary. That is genuinely terrifying and very not fair. Devs, please fix. Unlucky 13. The devs have done Snare absolutely dirty. Snare is the only damage dealing entity with no achievement in the game. Come on devs, would it be that hard to like add an achievement called, I don't know, it's a trap and you get it by getting trapped by Snare? Snare's important. He's a big part of the group. Don't forget about this little guy. Honestly, just like this video right now if you think Snare should get an achievement in the game, because God, I heckin' think so. This is straight up not fair at all. Fact number 14. When a player dies to Rush while being trapped by Snare, the guiding light will actually have unique dialogue.
What a predicament. You died to Rush because you were stuck. That was Snare that trapped you. You'll need a light source to scan for them.
Number 15. Snare's name may actually be a reference to Devil Snare, a plant in Harry Potter universe with a similar behavior to Snare, as they both trap people. I actually love the Harry Potter universe, so it's kind of cool to see this implemented. Very epic, very nice. Fact number 16. But on the other side of the spectrum, it could be a reference to something completely different. Snare also looks and behaves similar to the spike weaves from Plant vs. Zombies, which actually would be the second Plant vs. Zombie reference in the game of Doors. The devs at L-Splash might be kinda simping hard for Plant vs. Zombies, but I don't blame them. I think we all simp for that amazing game, don't we? That might just be the boomer in me talking. Number 17. I'm very sorry to tell you this, but Snare actually gets a lot worse. But there's a slight chance, well, a little bit more than slight, when you step on Snare and it triggers for him to spawn Rush. Snare ain't a happy camper when you step on him, so he's yelling to Rush to come, hey, come get this guy off me, come vor him, because Snare don't like that. Don't step on him. He don't like that, guys. Stop stepping on him. He's not into that type of stuff, you sickos. Come on. Fact number 18. Snare has two phases. This is what Snare looks like before being stepped on, and here's what he looks like after being stepped on. Number 19. The Snare isn't affected by the crucifix. Fact number 20. Once you've triggered the Snare, you're not able to trigger it again, so you're able to freely walk over it once it's already attacked the player. Did we seriously just make a fact video on a pile of dirt? I don't know how I did it, but goddamn, that was an absolute triumph. Did not think we could make a full video on this guy. But don't worry, because the facts don't stop there. If you click right up there, it's going to bring you to a playlist with every single door fact video I made, and I made an absolute metric shit ton. So go check this out. But don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment what game I should cover next. Anyway, guys, catch you in the next video. See ya.